you to Ranking Member Larson. Today we're here to discuss the impact that Social Security has for people throughout the country and to look for some common sense solutions to try to preserve and protect that benefit. Social Security was designed to ensure that people who work their entire lives could have the opportunity to retire with some dignity and some sense of financial security. And it's an earned benefit because people pay into the system over the course of their lifetime. It's been over 50 years since Congress has passed meaningful legislation to update this landmark piece of legislation. Unfortunately, here at today's hearings, there is not one Social Security recipient who is here to testify as to the benefits of that program. This is, in my opinion, a way for my colleagues on the other side of the aisle to look for quote-unquote new ways to slash these earned benefits by raising the retirement age and privatizing the program. The Republican Study Committee's most recent budget intends to cut Social Security benefits by $729 billion in the first 10 years. The Republican plan would also raise the retirement age to 70 years old, reduce benefits for everyone earning more than $60,000 a year, and privatize Social Security. When you see the reaction in France to raising the retirement age to 65, it's overwhelmingly unpopular. And to consider raising it to age 70, I think, is a little excessive. So I really want to urge everyone who is watching this hearing to take a look at that plan and see for themselves how Republicans plan to cut Social Security. I don't want folks to be mistaken because we've seen the same proposals time and time again. They're like reheated leftovers that keep making their way to the table. During the Bush administration, Republicans proposed similar reforms, and the American people flat out rejected them. And since then, Republicans have continued to try to cut these hard-earned benefits from working class families. In my district, there are more than 116,000 seniors who depend on this program just to survive, not to live some lavish retirement lifestyle, but just to survive. Many of those folks are Latino seniors who depend on their Social Security benefits as their primary source of income in retirement age. And without that benefit, that Social Security benefit, 47% of Latino seniors would live in poverty, the highest of any demographic group in this country. Social Security is remarkably popular because Americans know that it's guaranteed and that they can count on it when they need it. Since Ida Mae Fuller received the first ever Social Security check in 1940, the program has never missed a payment. Today, under the guise of modernizing Social Security, what my colleagues on the other side of the aisle really are proposing is slashing benefits in a really unconscionable amount, raising the retirement age and privatizing the program, and that's just not acceptable. My colleagues on the other side of the aisle are going to claim that Social Security is financially unsustainable and that Democrats need to come to the table to work to modernize the program. And I do agree that Democrats and Republicans both need to come to the table to find common sense solution. But common sense solution is not slashing the program to the point that people are left to fend for themselves in their golden years. So-called modernizations that push current and future seniors past the breaking point are not the answer. Instead, I'm going to urge my Republican colleagues to come to the table and talk about increasing Social Security benefits by improving the cost of living adjustment formula to better reflect inflation, to protect widows and widowers from financial distress after losing a loved one, and addressing the program's solvency. And I would add that Mr. Larson has a really great bill that I think would be a great point of reference for Republicans to see that we can hold on to those values, that if people worked hard their entire life and put into the system, they should be able to receive the benefit when they retire. And with that, I yield back the balance of my time.
Thank you. And to our witnesses, again, I want to thank you for being here today, not to mask any other plan, but to simply present the facts and make sure that members of this subcommittee are fully educated on exactly where we are in this process. Next, I'm going to call on the gentleman from Tennessee, Mr. Kustoff.